Today is 43rd day of staying home. So I'm trying to attempt to make a Spanish paella with whatever that I have. So this is from whatever that I have. I'll tell you what I don't have and what are the things that I'm going to be substituting. I do not have saffron, so I'm substituting with a little bit of turmeric. It's going to give the color, but it's not going to give that strawy taste. But that's what I have. I don't have a paella pan. I just have a regular saucepan, so I'm going to use that one. I don't have artichoke, so I'm going to use some onions and some beans because I don't have what I needed for that. Also, I need some beans, so this is what I'm going to be using for beans. So here are the ingredients. Oh, I also don't have Spanish rice. I got some rice, whatever is in the house. It is a small grain rice. It's not jasmine or basmati, so it's just rice. I have no idea what that is. Okay, so here are my ingredients. I got some chicken. I put a little bit of salt and pepper. I have some paprika. This is my substitute. Turmeric for saffron, onions, some beans. Also, this was frozen. I also have red pepper, again frozen. About 3 cloves of garlic. 3 tomatoes, finely kind of chopped. Can of chicken broth. And some beans, salt and pepper, and the beans that I got came from, I believe this is from Costco as well. It's got all kind of black beans, pinto beans, whole kernels of I believe this is corn, but just mix of things. This is what I have. So first thing I'm going to do, heat my pan. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Let me move a little bit, this one. A little bit of salt. When it is start crackling, I will add some olive oil. My saucepan is heated. I'm going to add some olive oil. Then add my chicken. So this should be, yeah, it's quite hot. My alarm might go off. I'm going to reduce the heat a little bit. I put all my chicken in. It needs to cook for a while. We want looking for that golden brown color. So once I start flipping, so this may take about 8 to 9 minutes each side. Here is the color that I'm looking for. The rest of them are not done yet, so I'm just going to wait a couple of more minutes. Once it is ready, I will turn it the other side. I got my chicken brown, and there was a little too much fat, so I removed some of the chicken fat. Just keep only very, very little. So to this, I'm going to add my onions. I'm going to saute this. Somehow or the other manage. I may have, it would have been better if I have used a bigger pan. Well, actually, this is the largest pan that I have. Or I should have used less chicken. That would have been a better option. But I thought, well, I have this chicken, I'll just cook it. So it looks like my pan is a little too small. Oh well, I had to deal with what I have. Well, I've been trying to saute my onions, but it looks like I need a little bit of oil. So I'm just going to add just a tad of oil, not much, because there is, hopefully, there will be a little bit more chicken fat still coming out of all the chicken. So I'm just going to saute it for 3 or 4 minutes, loosen it up, then add my garlic. I had to remove a couple of pieces of chicken because my saucepan is not big enough to have all that chicken. so I just removed it. So I'm just going to use less chicken. I'll use those 2 pieces of chicken for something else. My onions, they are softened up. I'm going to add some garlic. Now the garlic will cook within just about half a minute or so. I don't want it to burn. I just want it to give the flavor and the fragrance. My garlic, they are cooked. At this point I'm going to add my pepper and some beans, and they are frozen earlier, so I just put it in, just want to make sure I drain most of the water as possible. At this point I'm going to add my beans. I know you will say, hey, paella don't have corn, so I removed the corn. Again, this is what I have. I'm using whatever that is in the house. I removed the corn. Oh, well, one of them got in there. Please don't leave a comment saying, hey, paella don't have corn. But again, this is what I have. I'm just using whatever is in my refrigerator. At this point, I'm ready to add a full teaspoon of paprika. Now, I cannot tell whether this is just paprika. It's not sweet paprika or Spanish paprika. It's just paprika. This is just McCormick brand. So again, I'm using whatever that I have in the house. So I got that color, reddish color. I'm going to add maybe about a teaspoon, actually half a teaspoon of salt and little pepper. Now I'm ready to, next step is to add my tomato. So I think that should be good. Let me mix it and add my tomato. I reduced my heat because it's kind of sticking to the bottom. Hopefully this my tomato will deglaze it, and when it starts cooking, that will reduce the sticking to the bottom of the pot. Most of my tomatoes, they are broken down now, and that's providing that nice tomato juice. So I'm going to let it be there for about another minute or so. Then add my stock. Alright, my tomatoes are cooked. So at this point, this is where the difference from saffron to turmeric. I'm going to add just a little bit of maybe a quarter of a teaspoon. That is just for color. It's going to make a different taste. It doesn't have that I don't know, maybe the straw type of taste or the color. Well, I got to deal with what I got. So normally people would put warm stock, but I did not feel like washing another dish. So here we go. I put about maybe 3/4 of a can of from this Campbell's chicken broth. I add some salt. I tasted it and needed some salt. Now I brought this to slowly to simmer. At this point I'm going to add my rice and mix it. So that's about 1.5 cups of rice. Okay, I'm going to reduce the heat, let it mix well, and I'm going to cook this on low heat. Yeah, very low heat, so that way the rice will absorb all the flavors, and gently cook. So this may take, depending on the rice, again this is not paella rice, so I'm not sure how long this is going to take. This may take about 15 minutes or so. to cook properly. I'm gonna let this simmer for 15 minutes on medium heat, so it should be ready. After that, I'm going to cover it for 5 minutes, then turn it off and let it sit for another about 5 minutes. Then we'll take a look. I had to cook this rice for almost 30 minutes and it burned a little bit at the bottom. So just letting you know, so these are the things that you will face. Other than that, it is absolutely delicious. Let me serve it and show it to you. This is what it looked like. Tastes awesome. I burnt a little bit of the bottom got burnt. However, I tried not to take those pieces, but anyway, though Gordon Ramsay and Jamie Oliver and all those executive chefs make it so easy, it takes a little bit of training. I should have paid a little bit more attention to my heat, so that way I wouldn't have burnt this. But again, this rice is not the paella rice, so it took a little bit of a longer time to cook, and I had to add a little bit more broth as well. Hope you guys will give it a shot and enjoy it. Thank you for watching.